then very exciting. We just took a month off, so we're a little rusty. Also, I think we're all going to be trying to remember things. A month away from playing just feels like such a slog, such a slowdown of, who said what happened? Also, what's my character's name, as we experienced right before this. With this, we're obviously playing on Zoom, just trying to take some extra caution for health and protection of our group. So with that, we'll just post this recording as normal. A couple of announcements before we get started. The first one is, you've probably been doing this, some people have been doing this or have noticed, but if you're interested in listening to these things only through audio, our episodes and things like that, you can do that on Spotify now through the Podbean app, and then also we're on Google Podcasts. So if any of those are useful or helpful to you, all of the episodes will be there. And then also on our website, King Leo DnD, all of the audio is posted right on that main page that you could just click and listen to, and all of that will be updated every single week. Yes, we are on Spotify. And then next to that, also wanted to talk about a Patreon post that was made in the last week. Rachel's character is playing the Way of the Applied Mind, a homebrewed class, subclass for the wizard that I made. And so our Patreon supporters have access to see that post that has the text written out for all of the different abilities that come along with that. So if you're interested in reading that, and then also future homebrewed subclasses that Tim's character Cicero is going to be, Cassandra's character Gwen is a homebrewed subclass, and Stephen's character Pilgrim is also a homebrewed subclass. So as those make their way into the story, I will also make those Patreon posts too. Which brings me to thing number 3. I told everyone I had a little bit of a surprise that I just found out a couple hours before we started, but we have hit Patreon goal number 2 as of today. Thank you, Aaron, for pushing us over the line for that goal. And so the goal associated with that, the thing that we're going to do is custom miniatures that we're all going to get pieces for our specific miniature, made for all of our characters. And then also a friend of ours named Cannon is going to paint them, get them all looking nice and good. And so I will get that started. I will communicate with all of you of how we're going to do that and get those made so that I can do that as well. But we're going to be using a website called Hero Forge, which has a greatly customizable way to create your individual character. And so we'll do that. We'll work through that and get those shown on our video. We'll post about them once they're made and all of that too. So thank you for supporting. Thank you for helping us get there. And then we'll keep trucking. What moves us to next is I'm going to do a quick recap of session 6, and then we will get started in day 3 of the campaign, the 3rd morning. So to recap, first note I have written down is Pilgrim had a basement meeting and wanted to try to get some information and figure out what was going on down there. Confronted Syagris at the front desk and said, I want to go to this meeting. Syagris said no. Pilgrim kind of pushed in and said, no, I'm going to this meeting. And then Syagris said, pretty much based on your relationship with, oh crap. Now I'm doing the thing. Tricascio, based on your relationship with Tricascio, I'll let you go, but you're not welcome here. So just get on your way. And so that is where that line ended. Then we had the Great Soup Heist with Lorelith and Savarin making their way through the Onyx Pillar Academy. And then in that, a mysterious talking stone was grabbed, which it had asked for it to be taken to the lake. And it also had said, take me to my brother. And it attempted to mind control some of the players. There is some connection to its abilities and what happened with Savarin at the very beginning during the festival. It also has a vertical line of eyes and a telepathic voice. So some of these notes were things that the party picked up on or were keeping track of. So with that, after the soup heist, we had some conversations at the inn because the government had provided a letter allowing the party to stay at the Elisa Regional on the government's dime. And so in there, in some rooms broken up in pairs, Lorelith enlisted Tuli's help, maybe, kinda, while Gwen was not included in that conversation. And Misery and Cicero slept off some hefty drinking and just getting some rest.
Included is what you meant there. We were very much included.
You were included in whatever activities you changed your entire day to include. So with that, I actually want to start off this morning in the room of Cicero and Misery. So it is whatever time appropriate for you to feel like you would be waking up. But you two are in your room together. Go ahead.
There's no way I'm up first, right?
Yep. Good.
Oh no, what'd you say? What?
Awake. Are you awake?
No.
Psst, wait, but if you're responding, then you're awake.
I'm gonna be extra miserable today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you want? Do we have to do something?
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Today's a day.
Yes. Oh, we're fighting the thing. We're gonna go get some crabs today.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
That's what I'm excited for.
Yep. Save the city. Help the crabs. Wait. Fight
What?
the crabs. Help the city. Fight. Yep.
Help the crabs.
Yep.
What happened last night?
Well, we became best friends.
Right.
Yep.
I definitely remember that.
Yep. You said we got to share a room, so we shared a room. That was great. Yep.
Yep.
And you said buddies, and we did the buddies.
Did the butt buddies. Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. I'm glad that we are best friends.
Yep. And you told me all those. You in your sleep, you were the whole time.
What?
Yep.
What did I say?
Mm-hmm.
Did I say anything?
Yep.
Okay, whatever. Do you want to go get the other people?
Yes.
Our friends? What do you call them?
Yep. Let's do it.
We'll become best friends with them. You should become best friends with all of them.
Like we are best friends?
Yes. And then you be best friends with them instead. I mean also.
Also. Yep.
I mean instead.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I feel like a little achievement star came down on Tim's screen of like best friend. Next, simultaneously, we're going to hop into the room with Thule and Gwen as you two are waking up and preparing to join the group.
I think that Thule would have been lightly napping and pretty much awake. So I don't know when does Gwen wake up?
Are we leaving really early? It's been so long. Weren't we like supposed to go get a boat at dawn or something? So is it before dawn? No one knows. Just Dan.
We were planning to go really early, so I'm picturing this is like really when we're all.
I guess Gwen woke up really early. Yeah. Before dawn.
Thule was also planning on taking some time with the stone at the end of our last session to study it and see if there was anything else that she could glean from it, I think. And so I would have been meditatively sitting, probably for some reason, right in front of Gwen's bed, facing her, like cross-legged, just kind of looking at the stone.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, as part of that, to make an Arcana check with more prolonged time, and seeing if you can see any more details, or investigation, either one, up to you. Different information based on what your goal is there.
Okay. Depending on what my goal is, or depending on what I have the most advantage with. Probably, well, they're both the same, actually. Okay, I'm gonna do an Arcana check.
Okay.
Ugh, not good. 7.
Okay. The most ready information of doing this. You don't gain any new piece of information from the study. However, a natural change occurs within this stone as it lays dormant for a long time, and the creature, the voice, the thing that was able to be mind linked with, has never made an appearance throughout this evening. It did not attempt to speak with you. There was no connection. And with that, over a long period of time, over hours throughout the night, and you were in your meditative state, not quite asleep, you can actually see that this black, smoky gray stone starts to, the smokiness and the blackness, you can see it's actually from within, and that starts to just fade into a bit of like an orb on the inside. And the glass nature of the stone becomes a very light purple.
Okay. Sorry, I will mute as I type. I realize I should do that. You didn't say I had advantage on that, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay. So that is what Julie is doing as Gwen. Whenever Gwen wakes up.
I did find it in my notes. We decided to leave a first light for a boat and to catch a crab.
Lorelith has a thought.
So,
do we still have access to Joffrey?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we still
Just
long
needed-
for a month, and I completely forgot what even Joffrey was for a second. I was like,
I just needed to clarify
yeah,
because it came in handy last time.
for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, Joffrey does exist.
Tuli is gonna drop the stone in front of her and kind of stand up and do some like light calisthenics and says, Gwen, I think that should we like go find the other people? I think they're like, hopefully awake by now. I think we have plans to meet for the boat, right? This was not productive, in case you were wondering. And she points down at the stone.
oh,
Can I be
was
knocking at their
about
door?
to ask. So sorry.
Oh, do you hear that?
Sensing it's Cicero, she'll say, "Do you want to get that?" Just kidding. A very quick knock.
Tim's trying to get his microphone down to the wood while he's not.
Literally what I was doing.
Yes. Tuli runs to the
That's how
door.
close Cicero's face is to the door while he's knocking.
Yeah.
Hello.
He's in the people.
Tuli runs to the door, maybe before Gwen can stop her, and rips it open and says,
I like
Cicero!
I bust past Julie. Hello.
Wow,
Hello,
good morning.
Today. Let's go.
Yeah. Wow, you seem like super awake.
Do I see the stone at all?
Yeah, you would see the stone on the floor.
What is that?
Don't touch
What?
it. Yeah, I think, is Misery awake? Like, I think we should just like kind of all talk about it together,
You mean Misery, aka the guy, aka best bud?
Wow.
The guy. Yeah, I'm following in after him.
Oh, hey,
Still
Misery.
like putting my shirt on.
Misery
Wow.
is in the room.
You
Hey,
seem to be
guys.
really bonded.
Yes.
That's what he tells me.
Can't
So you look nice today.
Wow, thank you.
In good health.
Oh, thanks. I am much healthier than when I got bit by that crab or whatever.
Yeah, his neck
So-
is starting to dry and scab up rather than being an open wound.
Nice. Yeah, which reminds me, I'm ready to fight some crabs. I actually am really looking forward to it because I want to fight things all the time. I know it's surprising.
Makes sense.
I just want to punch something a lot all the time.
I personally am not surprised by that.
Well, you are best friends.
Best friends.
He knows everything about me.
You did talk a lot in your sleep.
What the heck did I say?
I don't know, best friend.
Okay, I'll find out.
All right,
eventually.
should we check on Lorelith and Pilgrim?
We will hop over to that room now. Before, like, in the simultaneous time of everyone else getting together and talking, you two have a moment as you wake up to speak with each other, and then you can join the group. So anything in particular that comes up in your morning?
I would say that Pilgrim was up alongside the sun, and I assume that this room has a window, and so I just basically, after a kind of restless night, I am kind of back in my sort of meditative kneeling by the window pose, and I'm back to eyes closed, this slow breathing in, breathing out, and attempting to be as courteous and quiet as possible. Have just been doing the clear the fog, light the path kind of breathing exercises over and over again. And so that's literally just the state that I am in kind of over and over again, just kind of locked into that. And it's coming a little bit faster and maybe almost a little more, not like frantic, but just a little more urgent, almost like the kind of like repeated exercises over and over again. But that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing.
I've been awake for a while too, because I don't need a lot of sleep. So,
we're each being courteous of the other person who's also already awake. But
yeah. I'm whittling off to the side. Just, I had some things with me and to kill the time and to focus. Been doing that while he's been breathing.
Any conversation or anything you want to have before going with the group?
Yeah. So, Pilgrim, sorry. Collecting my thoughts. Sally collecting her thoughts for Loreleth. I'm still not so sure about Thule telling everyone about the stone, but I understand why it's important to do so. How are you feeling going into today after your conversation with the stone last night?
I don't look away from the window. I don't open my eyes, and I kind of work my response to her into the breathing almost. I kind of say, nothing is certain, and I exhale. I say, but I have faith in our friends. And I just go and I switch right back to the breathing.
I can sense that he doesn't want to be talked to, and I say, I guess I'll go check on our friends. You can stay here if you need to. I'm gonna go do that.
And then you hear from the other room, Cicero, what's that?
Oh gosh. And I run in and I put my hand in front of Cicero and I say, don't touch it. Probably the same time as Truly says it.
Right.
Now I'm here.
And I kind of, after hearing that, the final exhale just kind of turned into a very long sigh, and I kind of get up and follow at a sort of calm, more quick than normal for Pilgrim pace after Laura left.
Whenever Pilgrim walks in, I immediately change into looking like Pilgrim, and I say, "Steve, can you do the voice real quick so I know what it sounds like?"
I walk in. When I see Cicero, I say, "Good morning, my friend Cicero. I see that you are ready to start the day more than perhaps any of us have ever been ready to start any day."
Yes, I'm ready to start any day, every day. Can someone tell me about this stone? I obviously know what it is, but can somebody tell me about it, please?
We discerned a few troubling elements last night. I was able to connect with the stone. However, whatever presence is inside seems to want to give the impression of meaning well. However, I continue to be concerned that it has only been hostile and invasive in its means to connect with those around it. But there seems to be some sort of presence. There were, I recall, 4 black eyes, and a harshness in the tone, an insistence that we get back to the lake to return it to what it claims to be a brother, but we simply do not know at this time. I do believe it greatly desires to be at the lake, but I am not convinced that it will not harm us as it claims.
Pilgrim, maybe we should back up and fill Cicero and Misery and Gwen in on the origin of the stone, because I don't think they know how it got here.
Yes, because Pilgrim, everything you're saying, a desire to connect, a aggressive in tone, black eyes, a great desire to go to the lake. I had a similar connection last night with Misery that I could summarize with all the same things. So if you don't mind, a little more detail as to stone.
I can fill him in, Pilgrim. So, as some of you know, last night I had a chat with Savarin while helping her make dinner. She filled me in that before she met with me and before she went to the lake, she was looking around in the tower of the academy and came across this stone. And that's when she heard a voice in her head saying, "Go to the lake." I wanted to get the stone out of the academy, one, because Savarin was afraid of it, two, because I thought Pilgrim and Thule might have more information on it. So Savarin and I went and got it last night. We were very careful not to touch it, brought it back to Pilgrim, who, as we all know, can talk to us in our heads. So I thought he could do something about it, because I briefly heard it talk to me when I was getting it out of the tower. And Thule and Pilgrim both had Pilgrim had a conversation with it. Thule has been working on it since she left us late last night. But essentially this is the stone that made Savarin want to go to the lake. We don't really know where it came from, how it got here. Like I said, Pilgrim had a conversation with it. Well, started to, then said that it was acting like a baby. I'm not entirely sure what that's about. Now we're here. Thule, did you gain any insight on it last night?
First of all, Laura, I super appreciate you feeling everybody in. I know that was kind of not what you wanted to do. So yeah, I just want everyone to know that I just really appreciate that. I think that this is a Rachel question. Can everyone see the purple color, or is it just me and Pilgrim?
Yeah, at this point, as you are directing your attention over towards it, and everybody else is too, everyone can see a focused blackish gray center of smokish, opaque nature thing, something focused into the center of it, but then the whole periphery of the stone now is a more transparent and lighter purple color, while that has receded.
Matches my hair then.
Thus unlocking the full potential of the stone.
Thule kind of picks it up from the ground in the bowl. I'm still assuming it's in like the bowl. And sets it on. Is there a table nearby me or something just up so people can look at it?
Yeah, there's a small
Chamber pot.
Is it a chamber pot? I thought we had a soup bowl or something.
Chamber pot.
She sets it up and kind of rubs her hands on her pants and then says, it kind of stands there looking at it and says, other than what Lorelith and Pilgrim said, I did notice something kind of like strange. There's some runes that are very faint. I can't quite make them out. Other than that, I mean, you guys can see for yourselves. It looks like whatever being is in there possibly has concentrated into a smaller space, and now there's some sort of purplish magic or matter in the fuller space. I'm not sure. Do you guys have any thoughts? And she kind of looks at Pilgrim specifically.
I kind of eye the the stone, and I'm gonna give it a good solid investigation check and just see if I can kind of ascertain what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Here. What's going on up in this grill? And I have, let's see. That is a 19 plus 6, 25.
Okay. As she mentions the runes, you also can clearly see that there is some type of man-made magical property added to this, obviously, stone from your homeland.
From my homeland.
Yeah.
Wow, hot dog. Hot potato. Okay.
Which is where?
Okay. I kind of, my hand goes up to the stone that is around my neck, and I guess it's kind of like ruffled in my clothes or whatever, but I kind of pull it out so that everyone can see the fact that the stones are similar in their design. And I just say, this stone seems to have come from a place that is significant to my people. And that's all I say, and I'm still staring at it very intently, and yeah, almost worried, I guess, worried and intently staring at this.
Which is where? Cicero said that in character. That wasn't just me being annoying.
I am quiet for a while, and I, like, to the point that it is uncomfortable, and then I kind of look at Cicero, and that kind of, I look more worried and sad, and I just kind of eye him, and I just say, I cannot remember, but it is, I know that it is significant. I know that it is significant, but I cannot remember. And I kind of step back against the wall and kind of close my eyes and start mouthing the breathing exercises again. And kind of shut down a little bit.
In response, I turn to the rest of the group and I say, he cannot remember. And I also just get a step back.
Sister, this isn't how you make best friends with everybody else. You gotta do better.
Well, Joey, can you mute? Thank you.
Stop copying me.
I think that we should go ahead and head on down to the lake. Last night, Thule and Pilgrim and I had a discussion for a plan in order to try to safely get to the creatures while using the stone. Pilgrim, are you still feeling... So the plan was for Pilgrim and Gwen? No, Pilgrim and Thule, maybe? I don't remember. Pilgrim and somebody to be on a boat to go out with the stone, and then the rest of us be on the land waiting to see if he could pull it back so we can attack. Pilgrim, in light of this recent information, do you still feel okay about that plan before we head on out?
I open my eyes again and I say kind of shakily, what I do know is, despite my what is or is not clear to me, it must be more important than ever that I be a part of solving this particular mystery.
Hello? Hello, where is everyone? And then the door kind of creaks
Yeah.
open as a tabaxi, cat-like person with black fur and the 3 gray stripes across their head. Evening Breeze, who catered to you all and got you all to your rooms last night. You see this head peek into the space. Oh, hello. I was wondering where you all had been. And then and the door fully opens to reveal this tall 6.5 foot cat figure as it kind of fully extends at this point after leaning in very plain brown clothes, kind of like a t-shirt in that brown, almost tea-stained color, and pants cinched with like a rope around the waist. Hello. How's everyone doing this morning? How was your rest?
And at this point, Pilgrim had closed his eyes again, and Pilgrim kind of like darts away from the wall after these breathing exercises and kind of like locks eyes with the cat creature and just kind of yells, "Huskstone!" And then just is silent for a second. And then he looks at the party and he says, "It's a Huskstone." And then I go back against the wall. I resume my breathing exercises.
I'm so sorry if I'm interrupting something.
I assume I know Evening Breeze-ish because I've been staying.
Yes, yeah. This is the
this place.
person who owns and runs this entire establishment.
Elisa Regional. I wanted to call it the Elisa Regalia. Good morning, Evening Breeze. Hello. No.
Hello, Gwen.
Pilgrim
Hi.
is just distracted. Sorry. We're well. How are you?
Doing great. So honored to have esteemed guests staying with us. Wanted to check in and make sure that everyone was okay and let you know breakfast is ready for you all. Of course, that meal and everything that you need that we can provide is here and ready. And so we have a table set up that you all can eat before you get about your day. And I just wanted to come in quickly before I don't want to interrupt or get too involved. But just to say, I did want to kind of give you a bit of a warning, I guess. You do. This is the west side of town, and I know that you all may be familiar with the way that the town is working and all of that. But a few of our guests last night heard it is this one, and then he extends a paw kind of over towards Cicero. This one was very clear in saying that the government was paying for your rooms and your stay here, and just some people heard that, and I mean, it doesn't make anyone angry at you, but it turned some heads, and so just wanted to also ask you. I'm very curious as well. What do you all do for populace, for the government?
We do shows.
Oh, you are performers.
Right? Isn't that what we did to gain this?
Time out.
I do shows.
Time out. I'm gonna transform back into my normal changeling self. And I'm gonna say, the people of Populous are talking about us? Me?
Oh my God.
They're talking about me? Go on.
Well, yes. Just
Wait, no, you asked us a question. Wait, sorry. No, go on.
yes. Just as some chatter had started this morning and also last night when you all had went to bed, just this general curiosity of why the government would pay for some people to stay in a room for a while, and I just got kind of curious myself, and I know that you all have earned good favor and are well taken care of to stay here, and you are by all means welcome, and no one, if anyone gives you any trouble at all, please let me know and I will take care of that. But was just curious on the nature of your business and what you will be doing.
Well, Misery's right. Some shows, some performances. Misery also has that going on himself separately and with us. He's very talented. And then
Displacer Beasts.
Yes, Displacer Beasts. They're very good. You should check them out.
Or Beasts of Displacement. We changed it.
Oh. Pretend that I know where they regularly play and everything. And I
Smash Pods.
Yeah, they play at
Smash Pods
weekly. What day? Sorry, this is me asking.
The cool day.
No one.
Friday.
They play at Smash Pods on the cool day every weekly. And anyway,
I was just gonna say it is once every 7 days. There are names for the days of the week. I didn't know if y'all would be interested in getting into what the actual days of the week are called. But I will.
Can't even call Fedo the right name, so
you're right.
Maybe let us know.
We can just, at this point we can just brush over and say it is that day of the week, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
But
and what I was going to say, we are participating in some studies. Isn't that right, Laureleth? We're just kind of helping in some studies for the town. Just nothing major.
Do we have to tell this guy what we're doing?
No, we never have to tell anyone anything.
Gwen is trying to summarize.
Yeah,
I'm saying
detail.
Gwen, I don't know if we need to tell this guy what's
Why
going
don't we
on.
want to tell him about the crabs in the stone?
The studies, right, Laura?
I punched
It's going well. It's going well.
from the side. I punch him.
Attack roll.
Yeah, you, Cicero. Stop it.
you just get a light jab. You get a jab. I mean, not light. You get a stern.
You get
jab.
it. Yes.
Okay, I assume Evening Breeze and I have a little bit of good rapport, like I said, since I've been staying there. Yeah. Breezy. We're gonna say that I call him Breezy sometimes. He's good with that. I don't have to roll for it. He's good with it. You probably know about the crabs and such. If the door's still open, I'm whispering. And sometimes, so we are just trying to figure out what the heck is going on with these crabs and just trying to help. We don't want anyone else to get attacked, but don't want to alarm anyone, any more than they already are with the crabs. So if anyone asks, could you just tell them, we're just helping with some studies, some environmental and ecological studies with the town. Just to not
Definitely mention
out.
nothing about anyone getting dragged to sea.
Yes.
Of course. No, I'm sorry, and I can tell. I was just curious. Thank you. That was very great work that you all are doing. If you were doing work like this, and I'm sorry, this will be the only question I'll have. Are you all?
Okay.
Do you have any sponsorship or backing from anyone in the city yet? Or are you all at this point, as you are working together and doing these things, are you just kind of off on your own, or are you affiliated with anyone?
Oh no, we're pretty freelance right now.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
We only met 3 days ago.
Oh, well then.
At the show. Yeah, and again, we just don't want it. It's not that we don't trust you, Breezy. We just don't want to scare anyone. So I appreciate you listening to us so kindly with what Cicero so blatantly shared. But if you could just, if anyone asks, they're doing some ecological studies for the city.
Yeah, absolutely. I will not tell a soul about what you were doing. If anyone asks for details, no, I'm at peace. I can feel more calm knowing that the work that you're doing will impact the west side of town so well. If you could, be keeping those creatures away and learning what you can, and helping out with that. And I'm glad to know also that the government is interested in sending people to do that work as well. So thank you. That helps a lot.
We will try not to tell anyone else about our privileges from the government. Right, Cicero? As to not upset anyone.
Hard, maybe. But please make sure everyone knows that I am helping.
Cicero is very helpful if anyone asks. Yes.
Of course, yes. And it very much will be known, at bare minimum, at least. That people here will know that you are helping and doing good work.
Especially Cicero. She's not being mean. She really just knows Cicero likes that. I will. Okay, if he's not leaving anything.
Do you all have like a name or anything, or is it just?
Oh shoot!
Oh well, I'm Gwen. You know that. I thought you met all of us.
Right. I just don't know if you all, as you were working together, if you had a name.
Oh.
If you don't have representation and you all don't, you're figuring it out. That's okay.
Well,
We haven't talked about it.
Revenges.
No, don't let Cicero decide.
Discuss it. You're right.
We have to talk about it probably without Cicero. I have a whole list of names that I was going to use for bands, but
I don't want to get in the middle of this. Carry on. And he shuts the door and just leaves.
Wait,
I like whatever Misery says.
I shake his hand and I give him one of my little teeny tiny bottles of my bourbon that I haven't sold any of. I just give it to people to try.
Okay, so you're giving one of the 3 bottles to Evening Breeze?
Like a little sample. Isn't that
Oh,
what
okay.
Cicero try once, like a little sample one?
Okay, a sample.
A little tiny.
Oh,
Just thanks for checking on us and for being so nice today.
of course. Thank you. And shuts the door and you can hear a little pause down the stairs.
Well, maybe we should all have a conversation about the confidentiality of our mission before we go any further.
That would be
Give her a
good.
name.
There was an attempt.
100% agree.
yeah, let's figure out a name. That's probably the first step.
Yep, name, totally, yep.
Can we agree that if anyone else asks, we will say we're doing some ecological studies for now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ecological studies.
Yeah, I totally agree. Quick question. I know that you've lived here a while. I don't want to make any missteps, but is there a reason that we want them to think that, we're working for the government versus the Onyx Pillar Academy? Or, is that kind of like a no-go as far as you think?
I don't know. This is all very weird. I did not know much about these crabs before now. I've lived here longer, you're right, but just a few months really. And
Yeah.
I feel that Laurelith and Pilgrim probably have a stronger, they're kind of leading us in this mission as far as what's going on in the town with these preferences and politics. I don't know. And also, gosh, what's his name? Munken?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
that our guy's name? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that Laurelith and Pilgrim know Munken a little better than I do. I don't know that I trust him a lot, not out of anything he's done, just I don't know him very well. So
Yeah, totally.
I guess we as a group, is that someone that we want to be associated with? I just didn't want to give any specific names or specific acquaintances for us. I assume that would be best for now.
That's great with me. Just wondering if you knew something we didn't know.
I really don't.
Cool.
I think I agree with Gwen. We should keep it as we're working on our own. We're not associated with anyone, and we tell as few people as possible. And by as few as possible, I mean everyone in this room, Munken and Savarin, and no one else. Cicero.
Potentially.
No, we will not leave this room until you agree not to tell anyone else, because this is important to me. Savarin was careful for me to even share with Pilgrim. Thule was the one who convinced me to tell all of you. I didn't want to tell you guys, and now you've already told somebody who's outside of our circle. Do you understand, Cicero?
At this point, I'm going to changeling into looking like Misery. And I'm gonna say so many rules. Right, bruh.
Yeah, but I mean, she's kind of right. Yeah, you know what, Cicero, just do it, and then we can start brainstorming names. Come on, just hurry up.
All right, dope. All right, whatever.
All right, cool. I say we should be the 6th of cake, but that was just first thought. You know, we'll keep spitballing back and forth.
I think we're running out of time, and maybe we should head down to the lake with the stone.
We had a boat to get.
Yep.
But we can keep discussing names later, but we do have a boat to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the names on the way.
So this further discussion happened over breakfast as you quickly ate a meal and was ready to run out of the door. In fact, you barely even had to sit down. You could very easily go down, eat a light fillet of fish and eggs mixed together in like a fish omelet situation with some greens mixed in, and then head off to the lake. How does that leave Lorelith, knowing that there was a plate of eggs and a fish?
I think I ate both. I think she would eat fish.
Great. Okay, cool. And then off heading lakeward through the west side of town, and not losing much time. Like sunrise happened, you all had your discussion, ate some breakfast. It does not take long to do that at all, and barely like the sun is like just peeking over fully over the horizon, and so plenty of time in the day, very early in the morning, and it still feels very cool, like probably in the mid 40s of just like the day starting off, and this being one of the cooler warm seasons. Group is heading off towards the lake with a plan in mind to rent a boat. So how are we approaching doing that? How would we like to rent a boat? As you can now see the shore of the lake, a couple different docks across it, and even the large, like massive shipping or fishing vessels are still docked, but getting ready to head out. And you can hear the shouting over each other of different people yelling out commands and parts of that process of getting the ropes untied, the anchors lifted up, the sails raised, and making sure everyone's in their place to then move these massive ships out.
Didn't Munken say he would pay for a boat? Was that like a pre-thing, or was that a reimbursement?
I think it was a reimbursement.
Okay.
It was a reimbursement because someone asked about that. He said that it would cover whatever the cost was.
Okay.
Yeah, to be straightforward too, because it's been a month, you all asked if he would pay for it, and he said he's funding you all to do this, and however you choose to spend the money to do that, or whatever you would pay to do it, you're still getting paid whatever you're getting paid. So like, he pretty much said you're getting paid if you do that by the amount I give you. So he didn't agree to pay more. He was just saying like, I'm paying you to do this, and if you want to rent a boat, like that's your way to find the answer that I'm paying you to do.
Pilgrim. There's a lot of people here. Thoughts?
I just kind of scanned the area, and I guess my question is it readily apparent where one would rent a boat, or is that?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I would love to make a perception check. Gee. That is a 13 plus 5, 18.
Fantastic. Okay. As you scan across, and you can see off to the left is where there's like a cluster of those larger ships that are used for fishing, with getting massive nets ready and all of that. And going across, there's a lot of general coastline, wooden attachments and things built to make traversing the side of the lake easy for these people to get from boat to boat, the things that they're preparing for. And through that, off to the side, kind of on his own, you can see one person with a small boat that he's walking across the dock, and you don't see a formal like water aquatics and sporting here, like type of kiosk or anything. But you were able to quickly identify somebody who has a boat that matches what you're looking for, something reasonable for you all to use, and this, some figure is walking off towards it right now.
Okay. And hopefully this can be included in that perception, but like in terms of the people that are around the lake, like is it pretty clear that like everyone's like there to get on boats and go and do work, or are there like a lot of just like people chilling near the lake, like potential collateral damage? The
energy is very fully work focused. This is a lot of people who make a living to do this, to get on their boats and be on their way. And as you're looking more off to the side of who else and what else is around, very quickly the coastline of the lake and these docks turn into farmland, where occasionally you can see above the wheat-like vegetation here a couple of heads of people who are like working that and taking care of the crops that are in this area. And it's a very clear divide of like, there are some farmers working some fields, there are some people who fish getting ready to get on their boats, and when it comes to like people hanging around or just being at the lake, there's like no recreational stuff whatsoever. Everyone is doing a job, taking care of things and moving on their day.
Okay. I look back at Loreleth and I say, I understand your concern. There are certainly people here that would prefer giant crabs not become a part of their day. However, I do not see a readily apparent way to get these fine men and women away from their work. If you have a thought as to how we can clear this area before we go and do what we're here to do, I am all ears. But it seems as if the situation before us is the table that has been set.
I will say too, the lake itself is very, very large. And so as it continues to extend around beyond what your eyes can see even, and wraps around, you can barely see the opposite side of it and where the land is, and knowing that it wraps so far around and even outside of the city, it's apparent to you from where you're standing too. There's a ton of options of like where you could do this at, knowing also if you did it very close to the city, there'd be a lot of people around, and the further you went, the more isolated and less likely that anyone would be around to hear or help as well.
No, go ahead.
Well, I think that we can go up and rent a boat. I think we can ask the person who rents out the boat how long until most of the dock is cleared. Most people are on their way. I would prefer that the people are out and on their way and further away from the city, rather than us going out and away just for the sake of the plan, which is to have some people on land. And I get a little nervous thinking about what's going to happen as soon as someone with the stone steps in the boat.
Who has the stone? What does someone think they would have picked it up?
I don't think we established that. I think it makes sense that I would have taken it.
Okay.
I wasn't allowed to touch it.
I think it's still in the chamber pot, but I think Pilgrim picked up the chamber pot and took it with him, I would imagine.
No. I'm not carrying the toilet around. No, sir. You can't
touch it.
We kept it in the bowl. We drained the bowl in the chamber pot. We never dumped the stone in the chamber pot.
Oh, you're right.
Because my personal side
the
quest
stone
was to get
and pooped it out in the chamber pot.
Exactly. No, I wanted a free meal, and we ruined the plan because we poured it down the toilet. And so I had an empty bowl with the stone in it. And so that was... Yes. So But no, I mean, the moment that I realized this thing was a husk stone, I want it near me. And I've kind of been like, as we're walking along, like very like quietly just kind of looking at it and kind of concentrating, like, just thinking basically. So I'm standing there with this bowl.
Mm-hmm. On your way out to the lake, and as we're remembering that this is a part of what's going on, and you had a bowl, you ate your breakfast, you're holding the stone, carrying it along with you. At some point in the walk towards the lake, you notice that the focused center of this being starts to expand a bit. The purplish nature of the stone starts to go away. You never fully see the eyes appear and look or anything, but the smoke and interior of it starts to spread and decolor the stone.
That was gonna be Tuli walks up to goes up next to Pilgrim and says, can I see the stone? Like how you're carrying it, Pilgrim, or do you have it like kind of hidden? I come up to say, like, can I see the stone? Has it changed at all as we're getting close to the water, or?
Yeah, I've kind of had it just like this, kind of walking along looking at it. And so I just, very openly kind of not shove it at her, but just turn it so that she can see.
Tuli's kind of standing looking at it, and she says, so about this plan, what was it again?
This
We're just tossing the stone in the lake? Is that what's going on?
I'm saying this to everybody.
No.
While we are still not sure what is contained within, I can now confidently say that whatever this entity is contained within a husk stone. These are precious stones that the people where I come from mine these and shape these and work these and channel through these and I know in some way these stones were a part of my upbringing and the evidence is here. And I again kind of show the necklace with another husk stone hanging from the necklace. I'm gonna say that kind of like even as I was talking, that like an idea kind of came to me, and so I'm going to look at the stone again, and I want to mind link with it again, I'm just gonna shot in the dark here, but I'm gonna look at the stone and I'm just gonna mind link and just kind of ask it directly and say, do you know that Numero will judge you for what you have done here in this town? And that's all I asked.
The smoke spreads out and fingers across the entire stone, and then it pushing through is the four orbs of the eyes that rotate.
Hey, my friend.
And look straight at you, and then quickly you can see them dash around the entire stone as if to survey everything around it in the moment, and then it recenters, looking off towards you. I know not this Numero, or even the town that you are a member of here. I existed long before this hive of yours grew to the coasts of my home.
Okay, well, I continue in my link and I just kind of very directly look at it and I say, attempting to ease off some of the aggression from the other day, but still direct, and just saying, whatever you are, you defile a jewel in his crown, and there will be judgment for that. And then I look away from the stone, and I look to Tuli, and I say out loud now, would you be willing to rent us this boat, seeing as you are the charismatic one of the group and are most likely to earn us the best deal on said boat, I could surmise.
That's Rachel laughing, not Tuli. Tuli is like thrilled that Pilgrim said she was charismatic. She almost like takes a step back and like puts a hand like on her chest, like, wow. If I'm being realistic, that hasn't been my experience, but wow, I'm so glad you feel that I am. Man, that just means a lot, Pilgrim. Sure, I'll give it the old academy try. But like just before we do that, like I just want to like be super clear on what our plan is. So I had a thought, like, do you think we should maybe like, okay, so the stone wants to go to the lake. Do the crabs want to like come to the stone maybe? Or is there any sign of that? Should we like walk with the stone around the edge of the lake or something? And because I'm thinking, like if some of us go out in this boat with a stone and some of us stay on land, I know we said we wanted to like lure the crabs in, but that feels really dangerous to me. It feels like the crabs are going to swarm the boat and y'all are going to be in big trouble, whoever's on the boat. That's just my personal feeling. I don't know what y'all think. I think we should either all go or none of us should go. Maybe I'm wrong?
Do we think the crabs want to get the stone?
Well, so the stone is attracted to the lake, right?
Yeah.
Is there a reverse attraction? Will the crabs come to the stone? Do we even need to go out on the lake? Or could we like, I don't know, like lure them to the shore maybe?
Just touch it to the water a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. What do you guys think? Should we just try?
Just do it, and we'll handle anything that happens. And I mean, we'll slay some crabs. Crab slayers, or crab hunters. I don't know.
That.
Just more ideas.
Pilgrim replies, this is where the great question lies. Last night, the Defiler said that the crabs would not harm us so long as we were with this stone. However, this stone has also attempted to steal our minds time and again. So that is the great question. My thought is that if this stone and the Defiler within it is so eager to return to the lake that it will take over our minds, it would do it no service if the vessel that was guiding it to the lake was destroyed in any way or harmed in any way, beyond, of course, the invasion of the mind. So I lean towards, while we have no true understanding of the character of this Defiler, that its desire to get safely to the lake is a genuine one.
I think part of the plan to have some in the boat and some on land was that we think the crabs will not be as strong on land. But also, what's a Defiler? How do you know that that's what these eyes are? I thought you said it was a husk stone.
The container for this entity is a husk stone. Defiler is a name I have chosen, for these stones are meant to be a thing of beauty, and whatever is inside is defiling its true purpose, making it a weapon of manipulation and danger.
At this point, too, you all can see the guy who was heading towards his boat on the lake is untying some ropes, getting ready to get into it, and that there may not be too much time before that boat is gone.
Tuli,
go
it
get
is
the
your
boat.
time to shine. Tuli, go.
Go, Tuli, go, Tuli.
Tuli, like, so much peer pressure. She, like, forgets anything she was arguing about and says, like, okay, and, like, runs over to the guy. This is Rachel. This is not going to go well.
And so with delicate but still panicked footsteps across the dock, Tuli runs towards this stranger, saying anything or just yelling out.
She's yelling, "Sir, good sir!" Like from the second she leaves the group, she starts yelling that, like way before he can hear her. I don't know how far he is.
Sir! Yeah.
Sir, good sir.
Yes. Can I? How can I help you?
She's not out of breath, but she's anxious, and so she's kind of like, "Your boat. Is that like for rent?" And then she kind of just deflates and waits to hear what he says.
This short dwarven man with gray hair, all gray, but very much silver and thick, a mustache that comes down into metal beads that keep it into some thick braids that hang down across his face. But underneath the mustache is a completely shaved chin. And so this long silver mustache just completely taking over his whole visage. And he has a hood laid down over his shoulders, but a short, like shorts that are tied off too, but are also that same like dark brown, almost dirtied color as his very hairy legs and no shoes. All of this to be this very strange and loud, prominent appearance, but just turns over to you as you were drawing your attention to the boat. The right amount of coin, I'll change my day anyway. What is it that you're needing to do?
Well, we are we're doing a survey, an ecological survey, and we were looking for a way to get out onto like the lake, and we just were wondering if your boat, it's a beautiful boat, by the way. I like it a lot.
You look over and it's a very small rowboat that's got 2 oars hanging off to the side, and it is like just big enough to maybe hold everyone.
I particularly love the oars. Yeah. What would be the right amount of coin for us to borrow this for, say, 2 hours?
You know, you're right about how beautiful this ship is, and he looks over towards it and just smiles. I crafted this thing all by myself. It took me about, what was it? It was a good 2 months. Good 2 months of work into that.
Wow.
Took me 3 tries to get those oars right. Kept cutting them, breaking them up. But you're right. It's a good little boat there.
Craftsmanship really shows.
Oh, I'm very sure. Zach, by the way.
Tuli holds out her hand. Tuli, wow, so nice to meet you.
Grabs your hand very strongly and shakes your hand. I don't know what
the amount of grip.
Eco farming you're doing or what that was, but I don't care either way. It'd be 7 silver. You could take it for the day. What are you're just going out and looking around the lake for a bit?
That's exactly it. We're doing an ecological study of the local environment. And that would be, okay, this is Rachel. I'm blanking on how much money we have.
How much money do you have? I don't think anyone handed you any.
Great question. Well, I'm assuming I can run back and grab money from him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so
We
sorry.
got paid like
We did.
20
And I don't think I've spent any of mine.
something.
We each got 10.
Oh, Cicero got 20.
Sorry, I've been tracking it on D&D Beyond. I'm gonna just.
I have 10 too.
Okay.
Should be in the
Huh?
inventory, Rachel.
This says I have 1. No, I don't.
Did you add the
False.
silver when?
Silver.
Okay.
Okay. Tuli says, sold.
Well, that's just great then, I guess. And
Silver.
you hand over the 7 silver. Please take good care of her. I will be at Ocean's Deep Goblets, and he points kind of southward across the lake. When you bring it back, whenever you're done with it, tie it off right here at this dock, and give me a holler down there, and I'll go ahead and he holds up the 7 silver that you gave him and say, think I've got a good place in mind where I can unload this burden. He puts that into his little pouch and
Thule laughs too loud. And then she like gestures over to the people. And says, "Oh no!" Well, Thule says like, "Oh, we absolutely will. Thank you so much, Zach." And then she like gestures to the rest of the party.
as the rest of you come down, he wants to shake all of your hands and just introduce himself. Say, "Oh, great to meet you all. I'm Zach." No. Okay, that's fine. You know
Okay, I extend my hand and I say, "Greetings, Zach. I am Pilgrim."
Pilgrim, very nice to meet you. You know, it was really funny about this is nobody responded to Zach or anything. Real name's Tumlin, but nobody remembers that, so I've started to go just by Zach. Everyone remembers Zach pretty well. Just thought that, you know what? Enjoy your day. It's all right.
You too, Zach.
What was the name of the place he would be again?
The Ocean Deep Goblets.
I shake his hand too.
As soon as he leaves, Thule like falls forward with like her hands and just gasps and says, "I can't believe that worked. Like nobody ever sells me anything." And she's just kind of like panting and collecting herself. And then,
You did magnificently, Thule. Well done.
thanks, Pilgrim. Wow.
Great. Well, we have a boat now.
Okay, so with that, everyone climbs into a boat where it's like 2 by 2 by 2, and it is very tight. Like knees are hitting knees, and everyone is just like cramped in and piling their way into a boat.
Wasn't the plan not for us to all get in the boat together? Some people stay on the land and some people go in the boat.
I thought they were off doing this by themselves the whole time. If we've been together as a whole group,
Yes.
I literally swore that some of us stayed back and that just Thule and Pilgrim went to buy the boat.
I mean, the boat guy was
Thule-
very close to us. Thule just walked over a few feet away from us. We're a
Well, they
group.
also said she felt like everyone or no one should go. Like original plan, I think, was a few people, and then fully shared.
Okay, well, then we
I-
should
Probably
probably...
no one, and I don't know
I
who
thought
decided
at
from there.
some point it was like Thule and Pilgrim are going to buy the boat, and so I thought we were just chilling back, waving. That's why I've not been saying anything.
I will say that Thule thought that the boat was a lot bigger than it was.
I thought, okay, so Thule said the thing of everybody or nobody, but then Pilgrim said, I don't think that they would harm the boat because of the stone. Like, it's not a good idea for the boat to get harmed. So I thought we were still on the same plan to lure it towards the land.
I have a thought, and I'm looking at my character sheet to make sure my thought is lucid.
I'm on the same page with Loreleth. I thought that was still the plan. That's why I was just hanging back.
Okay, well with that, the dock that y'all were on extends into the lake about 15 feet, and then that's where this rowboat is tied off at. And then the lake itself, as y'all look across, is hundreds and hundreds of feet across. But with that, for sure, you all can sort out your plan of who stays, who goes, where you're going with the boat, what that looks like, by all means.
Okay. I'm gonna say real quick, just holding the little bowl. So, this is the crucial part of this plan. We must figure out the safest way to get to the bottom of what happens when this stone returns to the lake. It seems dangerous for us all to enter this boat together. It also seems to accomplish nothing for us all to stay behind. I think it is important that we strategically place people within and outside of the boat. A suggestion that I do have: this stone wishes to be returned to the center of the lake. it could be dangerous for someone to be at the point where this stone hits the lake. This is where my training could be useful. And then I'm going to cast Mage Hand, which lets me pick up an object that is no more than 10 pounds. I assume this husk stone is not more than 10 pounds. Help. Okay, and so I'm then going to use Mage Hand, and the stone just kind of, if I'm holding the bowl, the stone is kind of going to go and hover just a few inches above the bowl now, kind of in front of everything, and say, I can use this power to move this stone and the defiler within up to 30 feet from my point of origin. While this certainly does not free me from any and all danger, it can get me close enough to the center of the lake, while still not being at the exact center, that I can guide this stone to where it desires to be, and also retrieve it if things go in a direction that we do not like. And I just kind of look around, kind of eyebrows raised, to see what people think of this thought.
Whoa, dude, is that magic? Well, I'm just kidding. I can do magic too. And then I cast Thaumaturgy and make my hand turn into little flames. And then I go whoosh on his face. Ha.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
I like the plan. Let's, all things aside.
Okay. I will say though, Pilgrim will say, I will say, I was not primarily trained to fight. If someone among you who finds themselves to be competent in the ways of combat would like to join me on the boat, I think it would be smart if the rest of us waited. Hold on, wait, here's what we should be doing. I want to, I want to eyeball the size of the lake to even see what 30 feet gets us.
I did mention this earlier. The dock is about 15 feet deep, or long into the lake. And then all the way across is easily at some points 500 or 600 feet, and then even further at others. So we were talking about a very large lake.
So the center of the lake would be like 200 or 300 feet from the edge.
At least, yeah. Depending on how far other parts would even go.
Yeah. Okay. And this boat is big enough for all of us, or it's like
you could fit everyone in this boat, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At this point, I'm going to turn into Pilgrim. I'm going to say, Pilgrim, would you like me to come and bring my Pokeball? It's a storage container. It's not a Pokeball.
What does that do again?
It is a containment container. I'm getting so off your voice right now. And it catches creatures. We can catch a Chulu, and
Cthulhu?
Yes. And return it for the money.
Okay.
Would you like me to get in the boat with you, Pilgrim?
Here is the way that I see it. The most danger begins at the center of the lake. I would suggest that myself, as well as perhaps the most combat competent among us, join me in the boat, while we have, I would say, 2 in our party wait at the end of the dock, ready to warn the village or create safe space between us and the land before we draw whatever may comes from the lake and dispose of it.
Well, I'm coming with because I'm trying to kick some crab poops. I'm trying to make them poop and then kick the poop right in their face.
That's very cool.
Thule says, yeah, like, honestly, yeah, I think I agree with that. I think tactically the boat's a little smaller than I thought, so I don't think it'd be a good idea for us all to go. It'd be kind of hard to fight close range, you know, if it came to that. I will say the vast majority of my training is based on fire magic. And so perhaps I think I would be an asset close range, but I think perhaps I should be one of the people to wait on the dock for that reason.
All right, so Thule and Cicero stay back and everybody else go on the boat. Is that what we decided? Cool.
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't want that?
I think Pilgrim and one other person should go in the boat and the rest of us should stay on land. I think it makes sense for Thule to stay on land because she has fire magic and that can be of use. I would argue that it makes the most sense for Gwen to go with Pilgrim because she's strong. Misery, don't say it.
I think Cicero should go.
We now have
Because
four
he's Cicero.
versions of a plan.
He's my best friend.
We have 4 mix and max combinations of our crew on the dock, on the boat. Every moment that we spend discussing this is another moment that the nefarious nature of this
Moments where
stone and
crabs are just eating people.
perhaps it is, who can say where the wind
I think I'm gonna probably jump in the boat.
Pilgrim, you cool with Misery going with you, or do you have another preference, Pilgrim? I think you can pick as the person going
I'm in the boat.
Here's how we perhaps begin to appease the various parties. Misery.
I'm gonna start rowing soon.
Misery, myself, and Gwen, if you are willing, the 3 of us will go out, and the rest will stay on the shore.
Okay.
So just to be clear, so the plan is to lure the crabs back to us, right? Is that right?
Hopefully, we encounter no crabs.
No crabs.
But
I don't know if we'll see any crabs.
The simple matter, we do not know which way these crabs will be going, whether they will aim for the boat or aim for the stone or aim for the land. So we wish to be prepared for whatever comes. We will be ready to return to shore as quickly as possible if it does seem the crabs are going straight for the land. And if they go straight for us, we hope that we will survive.
Someone should take the container that Munken gave us to catch one of the crabs, because that is part of what the job was. Just in case we encounter them, even if we don't encounter them.
That's Cicero's orb.
At this point, I turn back into Cicero and say, I agree. I would love to go in.
Okay.
Cicero, would you be okay with giving someone the container so they can catch it?
Nope, 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 nope.
All right, Cicero. Come sit next to me.
All right. We have
Wow.
Misery and Cicero sitting next to each other on the boat.
Uh-huh.
We've got Pilgrim eventually getting in. Anyone else on boat team, or is it dudes in the boat?
I think I was on because
Okay.
Pilgrim said me and Misery.
All right.
Pilgrim, do you think it's best in this case if I stay back since Cicero is adamant? We need to get going. So do you feel good about Misery and Cicero to protect you?
I am confident that it will be a story to tell.
Let me take one more crack at this.
One thing.
Cicero, you would be of a huge help to the party if you gave the container to either Gwen or Pilgrim or Misery to use it on the boat. It would be a huge help to all of us if you gave it to them and stayed back on the shore.
You would be loved by all.
And you would be my friend?
Sure.
All right, and I toss it to Miss.
All right, so who has the vessel, the containment chamber?
All right, jump in, guys. I have it.
Okay.
Cicero he threw it, but Misery didn't catch it, and it went in the lake, and it's gone.
And it explodes, and a dragon flies out of it, and eats us all.
Yeah.
So, Cicero on shore, Lorelith on shore,
Fortunately.
and Thule on shore. Okay.
Yeah. Gwen
Yeah,
Misery-
I'd drag Gwen in there, even if she doesn't want to come, because we need her.
Great. And
I was fine with coming. We're just in the.
Okay, good.
Misery's in the boat.
Then you're right.
Fantastic. Okay. And so with that, the people in the boat, who, for imagining this image, who is rowing the boat?
I can row.
Gwen.
Gwen!
Gwen grabs the
Please.
oars, the obviously handcrafted but well-functional oars, and pushes off as the party is split and 3 people watch on the docks as the rest of them row out towards
To their deaths.
All right. And we have a stone being held or hovered.
Oh, it's back in the bowl. I was just trying to visualize my ability.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Pilgrim hears in his head as the boat starts to head over. Thank you. Thank you for taking me to the lake. And then you continue to push out. Any preparation, thoughts, goals? What are we doing here? And how far are you wanting to go out into the lake as well?
I mean, the way that I see it, again, my mage hand can get me 30 feet distance. So I basically am thinking like we row out until we're within 30-ish feet of what we can eyeball as the middle of the lake is the way that I see it.
Yeah, might as well be in the middle.
So yeah, I guess we row out there, and then
Drop it?
Battle can,
All right.
Uh-oh.
and then we drop it like a top.
Okay.
Truly, we have
I like how it's on the combat map. That makes it feel.
Yeah, nothing will happen. It'll.
we have
Okay.
you there. This is good, and Bard is here, and this is Cicero, who's also here. Great. All right.
So just to be clear,
Bard.
session 7 was all the beginning stuff. Session 8 was us deciding who was going to get on the boat, and now we're in session 9.
100%.
Okay, good.
Great. And then how far distance-wise were you pushing out? You said like all the way to the middle of the lake? You wanted to get 30 feet away from the docks?
Basically, like wherever the middle of the lake is, we want to stop like 30 feet before we were in the middle.
Okay.
And then whenever we get to whatever that point is, I'm going to mage hand the stone out and kind of, I mean, my thought is that I'm going to hover it to the middle and basically just like dip it and see what happens.
Great,
and not like let go of it, but just kind of like bloop.
Okay. What actually happens then is you get to about 60 feet away from the dock. And then at that point, which let me kind of tilt that a bit. There we go. All right. 60
Wait, can I add to my preparations? Because I don't know what you're about to say.
Yes.
I just didn't get to share yet. I know I can't like hold an attack right now because we're not in combat and I'm rowing, but can I just like have my sword, I don't know, like across my lap?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
My long
Yes.
sword ready? Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Once you get to about 60 feet away from the dock, you can just feel the boat thud. And there's like a shake of it as something bumps the bottom of the boat.
Crab? What do I do?
Okay. Now I'm gonna look down to the stone and mind link, and then ask, is this the place to return you?
Yes. Simply,
Yes.
And then
simply drop me home. Let me go and free me from my isolation.
I'll get me a pillow that says "Simply drop me home."
Drop me home.
Okay. Simply new merch. Simply drop me home. Okay. I'm gonna mage hand the stone out of the bowl, and I'm not gonna just drop it over the edge because I value my life. I'm still going to send it 30 feet away from it, as far as I possibly can without the spell breaking, and then I'm going to, like, as slowly and carefully as I can, like tensed, like watching the stone, ready to pluck it back out at a moment's notice. I'm gonna dip the stone into the water.
Okay. You can see as 30 feet out, and you extend it out, and you put the stone out off to the edge of the boat. One of the crab creatures, the small Chulath, leaps out and attempts to grab onto it as it is out of the water. I would like you to make an intelligence check.
Oh.
An intelligence check.
As the creature's claw, one of them hooks onto it and starts to try to pull it from where it's being held.
Okay. What does intelligence fall under?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
I'm not saying it, sorry.
It's a stat. It's just one of the 6 core stats.
Okay. 8 plus 2, 10.
Okay. As you're holding it up, this creature is able to claw onto it, and it is now, as you're pushing it 30 feet up, like the actual distance from the water to the stone is about 5 feet. It's about the height of one of these creatures, and it's got a claw on it, and it's just holding on to it. And you can see this creature has attached itself to the stone that you're holding out, and your mind pulls as you have to now exert a bunch of energy into just holding the stone where it is and to keeping it within your mage hand.
Okay. So I kind of, my hands let go of the bowl, and I kind of grab the side of the boat, and I'm kind of gripping it, and I kind of like urgently say to my compatriots in the boat, I cannot hold this for long. Are we satisfied? Do I release this stone into the crab's hands?
And with that, even in the reaction, we will hop into initiative.
Whoa.
That's all. Even if you're on the shore, as you see a crab creature hop out, you can start to hear some commotion. You can't really hear exactly what Pilgrim is saying, but you can hear his tone kind of shift as he speaks very commandingly off to the rest of the group.
Were we given any instruction on how to use the fantasy Pokeball?
You were.
Fantasy Pokeball, where all your dreams come true. 21.
Also 21.
19.
All right. Misery at 21. We've got Cicero at 21. Between you two, who has the higher dexterity modifier?
Mine is high.
Or dexterity score, for that matter.
Mine's 2 plus 2. Oh. 15.
Mine is the same.
Oh, scores? Are scores the same too?
15.
Mine's 14.
Okay.
Oh, wrecked.
Misery goes first, then Cicero. Thule, you're at a 19? Right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you add intelligence and dexterity to your roll?
I hit the initiative button on D&D Beyond, so.
Okay. What was the number on the die?
The number on the die was 15, and then I added 4.
Okay. Is your dexterity score plus 4?
No, it's +1.
Okay, great. So just wanted to run through a feature of your class. I want to make sure it worked correctly. Your intelligence and your dexterity are added to your initiative rolls. And so you have a +3 to intelligence, a +1 to dexterity. That gives you +4 to your roll. I give you 19.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Sick.
Laura, what was your roll?
9.
9. Okay. Gwen.
Also 9.
Geez. And dexterity scores between the two of you?
I have just +0 on it.
+2.
Okay,
Plus
so
four,
Gwen,
so
Gwen goes
15.
first. Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
And then, were you looking for the +2 or the 15?
You're good. The
Sorry,
15, but you're good.
Okay.
So Gwen goes before Lorelith. Misery, Cicero, Thule, Gwen, Lorelith. We were missing Pilgrim.
8.
8. Okay. Okay, great. And then that is where we're going to end episode 7. Right on the initiative count. Right here on the lake. Let's go ahead. We can take our break.
And clap.
I feel like we accomplished a lot in that session.
Like the last 2 minutes.